question.
So moved.
Second.
At this time, I would like to have a roll call vote to accept Thom McDaniels' comments. Any comments first?
Yes.
Okay, Madam Ross, Ida Ross Freeman.
Okay, is this where we get the vote or not vote?
No, we're going to do comments first. Do you have any comments at this time?
Well, I don't know if it's at this time or when we vote.
We can do it at this time. That's why I'm asking if we have any comments at this
Okay, I
time.
have a comment.
Yes.
I'm opposed to Mr. McDaniels' appointment because of our own policy, which is GCD on hiring retirees. I believe Mr. McDaniels is a retiree according to the newspaper. Our policy specifies certain circumstances for a retired to be hired, which includes short-term employment, say maybe 1 year or less, not 3 years. Questions? Is Mr. McDaniels a retiree? What does our policy say about the rehiring of a retiree? Will he be rehired as an exempted employee or a bargaining employee? Will he start in step 1? Will this hiring be in accordance to our retire policy? And last, I need to know who's going to be his supervisor. Thank you.
Okay, any other comments?
I would just, when I heard the news that Coach McDaniels was interested in this job, I was pretty excited about that. And I think the community is too, that he would be willing at this time to come back to do what he did so well before I was on the board. I think it deserves great credit. And so I am fully supportive of bringing to Canton McKinley High School as a football coach, Thom McDaniels, and have total confidence in his ability to lead these young men, teach these young men, help these young men to become adults and good citizens. And so I'm excited about him coming to Canton McKinley High School this spring. Thank you.
Thank you, Member Milligan. Member Rinaldi.
I agree with Mr. Milligan. When I found out that Coach McDaniels was coming back to Canton City Schools, when you hear that last name, you think of foundation, core, consistency, academics, class, and integrity. His integrity exemplifies what we need to further enhance the education of our kids in this district. And having the privilege of serving with him for 12 years, he taught us about the greater good, and that's our success. And as a community, we need to take ownership. We have a responsibility to be honest with our kids and not be their best friend, be their parent, the authority figure in their life, or a mentor. And I think this is the first step to regaining some of those. And, athletics is important. It's not the only thing in this town, but if our kids are great enough in the classroom and great enough on the field, they're allowed to take athletics and use that as a vehicle to get to the next part of their life. Our kids are lucky to have the foundation that's been built for us years ago, and I think with the hiring of Coach McDaniels, we bring that back. Instant success and instant respect comes back to Canton McKinley High School. Thank you.
Thank you, Member Rinaldi. Member Brayler.
I want to start off by saying that to me, this is incredibly special to be here today. But first of all, I want to apologize for 2 years ago. I sat at a board meeting at another school, and we introduced someone to be the coach who I had full confidence in. And I realized today that was obviously a mistake. Now, we had different leadership in there at that time. And today, I confidently feel that our superintendent, Adrian Allison, hit a grand slam home run in the bottom of the ninth while we were down 3 with 2 strikes. It was March. We really didn't have anywhere else to go, and all of a sudden, one of the best high school football coaches, who is considered by experts that, not Monday morning quarterbacks like myself who complain about why we're running the ball here when we should have passed, or none of that. Experts who actually know what high school football is all about, building men, building successful football players, consider this guy to be one of the best in the country. And for us to have this opportunity, for him to come back here after everything that happened, it's truly remarkable. I'm humbled and honored to be a part of this. Thank you, Adrian. Your work on this has been tremendous, and as a kid who grew up in a single father home, my dad worked for Canton City Schools, and many of the games where he brought me along were games that Thom coached, and that's where I grew up. So this is incredibly special to me in the heart too. I'm getting a little choked up, so I'm just gonna wrap it up now, but thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Member Brayler. And Coach McDaniels, just want to welcome you back to the city of Canton, you and your wife. And I am in support of you coming back to coach our students. Because I do believe that you understand that we not only are champions on the football field, but we want to be champions in the classroom. And education is going to be the tool that's going to help our young people go to the next level to help this community, to help them better themselves, and to help to better the world. I am a proud graduate of Canton McKinley High School, and I understand the traditions of football, but again, we have student athletes. We don't have athletes that are students. We have student athletes, so being a student is the main thing, and understanding the importance of education. And so I am glad that you're going to be coming back to join Canton McKinley High School. Superintendent Allison, any comments? Okay, at this time. At this time, we will want to go ahead and take a vote for bringing Coach McDaniels back to.
Excuse me, sir, can you please leave? Steve, can you take care of that? Thank you.
Can we have a roll call vote, please?
Mr. Rinaldi.
Aye.
Mr. Milligan.
Aye.
Ms. Ross Freeman.
Nay.
Mr. Brayler.
Aye.
Ms. Gissendale.
Aye.
And at this time, I'd like to welcome to the stand Coach Thom McDaniels.
Thank you very, very much. I appreciate everyone's comments. I'm sure that those who are already supportive, you can rest assured that I will do everything that I can to verify the faith and the trust that you have in me already. And if there are doubters, then I will work to change your mind. And I believe that over time, I'm going to be able to do that. I'd like to begin by introducing my lovely wife, Chris, and my grandson, Jack Thomas. Chris and Jack. Coaches' wives are unusual, special people, and she fills that role as well as it can be done. Her support, understanding, patience, and occasional criticism are constant and necessary. My greatest personal thrill as a coach was watching my sons play on great McKinley teams, and having Jack Thomas here on this day is an unexpected yet similar thrill. Mr. Allison, members of the board, I appreciate the trust you've placed in me. More importantly, I respect that trust and will do everything I can to represent you and the district with dignity and grace. I learned early on to be duty-bound, and I see it as my duty to the young men in my charge to show them how to succeed on the playing field, in the classroom, and in this community. If we achieve in any two of those areas, but not the third, then I will have failed, and I do not intend to fail. This is a public forum, and I expect you to hold me to every highest standard. If you don't do that, I will be disappointed. Like most people, I have many guiding principles, too many to mention here at this particular time, but I'd like to share three with you. The first in its simplest form is, if you can, you must. If you can, you must, and I mean that quite literally. If you can be on time and prompt, then you must be. If you can get all A's, then you must get all A's. If your best is a C+, then a C- is unacceptable. If you can make the tackle or the catch, then I'm going to expect you to do that too. Secondly, I believe the task that you're doing right now in your job is the most important task that you have. If I am measuring a player's height, then that is my most important task. If I'm fitting a player with a helmet, that is my most important task. If I'm speaking to the team about game day behavior, that becomes my most important task. For me, nothing about football is unimportant. Lastly, I agree with the guy that said, we never rise to the level of our expectations, we only fail to the level of our training. Setting expectations is simple. A child can do that. Training our players to be high achievers as players and students and citizens is my responsibility, and I embrace that challenge. I'm much more prepared to do that now than I was back in 1982. Mr. Allison, thank you for your vigorous and generous, undeniable public support of me as McKinley's next head coach. I will not betray your faith and your trust. Ruth, Ed, and Greg, I look forward to being part of your team. I've been called many things in my life, some of them not suitable for mixed company, but the three best things that I've ever been called were coach, dad, and grandpa, not necessarily in that order. Thank you for the time.
At this time, I will excuse Coach and Todd and Bill Scott, and any other media that are here. Feel free to go speak to Coach McD. I guess the big board.